I was going through old notes. I'm not teaching publicly like in person right now. So I'm just like reliving old times and going through a lot of my old notes where I have just years worth of yoga classes. And I found a few that said, start on belly today. When I was looking through, I'm like, oh, I haven't done that in a while. It's very windy here, so the camera might bounce, but it'll be okay. So as you rest against the ground, and I don't know about you, but I've been able to take care of myself lately, but there's a lot going on in the world, always, but right now. And I think from my observation, people are feeling it pretty intensely in different ways. I don't really watch a ton of news because I know that I can't, but I also know people that can and feel really charged. But the point being, your nervous system is number one. Regulating the nervous system, making sure that the body, every little 72,000 of those channels of energetic lines in the body are open and flowing, not getting tight and constricted. So as you start out here on the belly, if that's where you are, is scanning through and just this first wash through the body, check in. Are there areas that feel constricted? Is it because of external or is it because of internal? Maybe you have some tight muscles. Maybe there's something else going on in your physical body. Take a few deeper breaths. If it's available to breathe into the belly, send the breath out low. Start to notice the expansion side to side in your lungs. Feel the breath pushing against the ground. And when there's nowhere else for the breath to go, then check in with where it does go. Does it find way to the sides, up, down, around? And the time it takes for 3 deep breaths to move through the body, you can shift the state of the nervous system. You can move the stress responses, even if it only lasts for a few seconds. So throughout today, we'll be moving plenty, but if you find your mind wandering, give it the chance to come back into the body and just feel like, where do I feel the breath? How are all those little rivers of meridians flowing at this point in the practice? Is there a certain place to send my attention in the body? Because we want it out. We want all that extra chaos that might get loaded on out. So if you've been resting your head forward, adjust it sideways, or if it's been sideways, flip it. Okay, so the neck's in a new place. And if the eyelids are closed, just feeling where your eyes are looking. If it feels safe to keep the eyes closed, keep them closed. But start to direct your eyes to the third eye center, right between your eyebrows. And just feel the muscles of your eyes get a little worked out. And if that feels like enough just for a moment, then let the eye muscles relax. Feel like your eyes are looking forward again, even with the eyelids closed. And then explore that, how you can add an inner gaze. You can shift the gaze to the third eye, a place of intuition, the sixth chakra. And then if you're still feeling like I need more to pay attention to in the body, notice what your tongue's doing. Maybe it wants to move around in the mouth. You could slide the tip of the tongue up to the roof of the mouth, or even flip so the bottom side of your tongue kind of curls and press that up to the roof of the mouth. Take a few breaths that way. Feel your body weight start to lean to the right, lean to the left. If you're on the belly, you'll feel the hip bones rocking against the floor. If you're somewhere else, still feel a sway side to side. And let it link up with the breath, inhaling one way, exhaling the other. And if there's still a need for something more to be pulled in to help keep you more present, mantra, affirmation, words that can run through the mind, remembering that you are not your thoughts, although sometimes the thoughts may feel like everything. I was reminded of a mantra, just this, yesterday. Just this, just this. As you start to move your fingers and feel your toes spreading, let your head come to center. Let your palms slide underneath the shoulders. You could do this seated too if you happen to be upright. Pressing the feet into the floor, stabilize your hips. Slowly, head comes to center, shoulders roll back, arch through the heart, let the hands float an inch or two off the floor, pulling your thumbs closer to the armpits. As you lower down, lower your hands, lower your forehead, And repeat, shoulders rolling back. Inhale, pull the thumbs towards the armpits, up off the floor. And then lowering down. Feel how your hips are stationed in one place. Take one more cycle, shoulders back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, lowering down, push to child's pose. Transition the hips to the heels, arms could be forward or underneath the forehead. Taking a couple breaths there. So I've doused a lot of reminders. Moving forward, remember you are your best teacher. To get moving through some flows, vinyasas, remember that you can always rest. We'll definitely wind back down. The arms stretch forward, open the fingers wide, pull your body back up to a tabletop, and this time rocking the hips a couple times right to left. As you're rocking the hips, eyes down towards your fingers, open all 10 fingers. Grip the fingertips into the floor. Feel a strong clawing action, also in your knuckles, fingertips, knuckles. As your hips pull through to center, pause, roll the shoulders back, start to lift your chest forward and up, cow pose. Push down through the arms, arch up through the spine, cat back. Inhale, shoulders back, open heart, cow. Exhale, press through the palms, arch the spine, cat back. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take one more cycle, slowly forward. Pulling back. Return through to center, tuck your toes under, cover the knees, walk your hands to your feet. Come into a forward fold. You'll be at the back of your mat, feet are hip distance, toes pointing forward. Bend your knees with a long spine, reverse swan dive. Pull the arms up into the air. Slowly rotate open to the right. Inhale, lift your arms back up overhead. Now exhale, rotate to your left. Well, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, swan dive with a rotation, left hand to right shin. Bend the knees. Push through the feet, bend the knees even more. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, swan dive, squeeze through the belly, rotate right hand, left shin. Bend the knees, so you're using the legs, rise back up, lift the arms. Take one more, swan dive twist, open the arms, left hand, right shin. Press down through the feet, inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive, rotate, right hand, left shin. Push through the feet, inhale, rise up, stay center. Exhale, bend the elbows wide, opening through the fingers. Take two more, inhale, lift up. Exhale, big squeeze. Push your feet into the floor, take one more all the way up. Feel your body as a channel as you pull the elbows down, aim your chin, your chest a little higher. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive back down to the toes. Inhale, fingers to shins, gaze down the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Now stay in your forward fold. Transfer the weight into your left foot and kick your right foot off the floor. So feel some weight load up into the left leg and then rotate your right ankle. Fingertips can touch down, bend the left knee as much as you need. Move the right ankle, move the right toes. And then slowly kick the right heel back. Make sure you don't kick anything. It's an easy donkey kick. And then bring the right knee back in underneath your hip. Take that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen your right leg. Exhale, right knee comes in. Option to coil a little more like cat back. Take one more. Inhale, stretch back. Touch furniture if you need to. Exhale, squeeze. Feel some healthy heat in that left leg. Stretch your right toe straight back and lower the right foot to the floor, forward fold. Bend both knees, move the hips around. Slide the fingers to your shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now let your head hang. Stretch the neck. Let your arms hang before we take side 2. Start to transfer the weight into your right leg, right foot. Curl the left foot off the floor just a little bit. Fingers are touching something. Move your left ankle around. Move your left toes around. In every direction. Feel some weight loading into the right leg the whole time. And as you extend your left leg straight back, breathe in. Exhale, left knee comes under the left hip. Take 2 more. Inhale, extend left leg. Exhale, coil, left knee towards nose, pull up through the belly. One more cycle, inhale, left toes back. Exhale, squeeze in. Stretch your left leg long and return your left foot to the floor, forward fold, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. So you bend your knees, walk your hands all the way out into your plank. Let your eyes be straight down between your thumbs. Bend your knees, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And while you're in down dog, return to the grip of your fingers. Keep a little bend in your elbows. The creases of your elbows are facing each other, facing inward. And then feel like you can load up the arms with a little more weight. So you might shift the weight forward into the arms just briefly. Just check that you're pushing down. The shoulders feel strong. And then as you bend your knees, let some weight pull back into your legs again. And play with that. Push some weight into the arms, strong arms. Then bend your knees, pull the hips high, feel some weight move back into the legs. Do one more, little shift forward. Strong arms, push the floor away. Bend the knees, pull the hips up and back, down dog. Now stay here. Feel the weight spread evenly between all four limbs. Gently pedaling through your heels. Option to shake your head out. Take another full breath. Press back forward to plank. If you're moving through planks and chaturangas today, pause here, but do remember that you can always go back to table, use some cat-cows instead, rest if you want to rest. Hold a plank if you're there, knees up or knees down. Gaze is a little forward. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the belly button up. Breathe in. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Feel your right arm, feel your left arm, come all the way to the belly. Turn the tops of your feet to the floor, roll the shoulders back, lift your hands this first time. Breathe in. Breathe out, come down. Push back to child's pose, hips to heels. Walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Left hand might cross over your right hand. Take a full breath into your left side. As your hands walk through to center, go all the way over to the left. Right hand crosses over left wrist. A full breath. As you pull back through to center, return into your down dog. Just remember, a table is always an option for down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, three-leg down dog. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Holding here, lift your right knee an inch higher towards your right shoulder and down towards your right elbow. Up to the shoulder, down to the elbow. Three-leg down dog, lift the right leg. And place your right foot down. Look at your feet. Walk your hands back to the toes, forward fold. Wiggle the wrists, the fingers. Shake your head out. Bend your knees, reverse your swan dive. Come up to stand, arms overhead. Connect prayer hands and slide them to your heart. While feet are under the hips, you could bring your big toes together if that feels more stable. Lift your heels. Hands can stay at the heart. Imagine your shoulders rolled back against a wall behind the back. As you slide your back down that wall, lift the heels and let your hips begin by staying a little tucked. And then at any point you can untuck them a little and come as low as you feel like going today. And feet could be apart or together. Feel a little effort in the calves and quads. Push through the prayer hands, start to rise up. Keep the heels lifted. And come down one more time. Go slow. So you come back up to stand. Interlace all your fingers. Heels come down. Press your palms away. Arch the back, cat back. Look at your toes. Inhale, rise up. Press your palms to the sky. Exhale, lean to the right. Press the palms away. Squeeze through the belly. Inhale through center. Exhale, lean to the left. Press the palms away. Inhale, reach up. Open the fingers. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Walk down the mat. Come into your plank. I'll take your variation. Option to move through your chaturanga. Slide into a cobra or an up dog. And back to your downward facing dog. Breathe. Settle. Round down through the fingers. Feel into the stability that exists inside you. That's something you seek, stability. Can you believe that it's already here? Lift your left leg into the air, 3-leg down dog. Breathe in. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, left knee to your left tricep or elbow. Hold here. Lift the left knee up to the left shoulder, down to the left elbow. Up to the left shoulder, down to the elbow. Lift your left leg, 3-leg down dog. Bring your left knee to your nose and step the left foot between your hands. Pause. Right fingertips under the right shoulder, option to use a block. Check that your right hip isn't dipping lower than your left hip. And lift your left hand out to the left and slowly invite it up into the air for twisted lunge. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head, pressing down through your left heel. Spread your left toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your left hand. Walk to your right, wide leg fold. If you've got a block, you can bring it with you. I'll bend into your right knee. Switch and bend into your left knee. Take a couple times side to side. You're going to spin away from the front for a moment. So if you've been using a block, bring it with you. Head towards your back right foot. As you spin around, set up your twisted lunge. Left fingers down or on the block. Make sure that your left hip isn't dipped lower than the right. Reach your right arm out to the right. Stretch it up into the air. Roll your shoulders back. Keep pressing down through the right heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your right hand. Spin back. Come all the way to your front left foot. Stealth mode. Step your left foot forward, top of mat. Bring big toes to touch. Come right into chair pose. Press through the heels. Float the arms. Turn your palms to face upward. Feel the shoulders relaxing down. As you're here, you're going to hang out in your chair pose. Keep a soft bend to your elbows. And then draw the elbows back just by the sides of your ribs. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower the elbows to the sides. Like you're serving a platter. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, elbows come down. Take one more. Inhale, rise up. Sink a little deep in the legs. Exhale, elbows come back. Now find a place to hold the legs, lift the arms. You're gonna open the arms out wide and then tap your pinky fingers together. If you want a little more in the legs, get a little lower. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, tap pinky fingers. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, tap pinky fingers. Take one more. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. Pause here. Is there room to get a little bit lower with the hips? Option to lift your heels. Now slowly lift the arms. Wherever your legs are is great. Lift the arms. Now kind of gymnastic style, you're going to flip your palms away. So if the palms are facing in, turn them away. Come up to stand. Look up to the sky. It's like that big ta-da moment. Breathe in. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop back plank. Option for your Chaturanga Vinyasa. Come into downward facing dog. Take 2 big breaths. Feel the shoulders strong, plugged into your upper back. Lift your left leg. Stretch it up to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Inhale, lift your left leg. And exhale, left knee, left tricep. Pause here. Now slide your left knee down your left wrist. Pull left knee up to left shoulder. Take one more, down to the wrist. Up to the shoulder, 3-leg down dog. All the way up. Now guide your left knee to your right arm. You can stay or push your left foot through. Option to peel the right arm up to your fallen triangle. If you're this far along, then push through the heels, open the toes, lift your hip, pull the shoulders back, stretch up to the sky, push down through the ground. Feel yourself again right in the middle. As you lower your right hand, option to take a little push up, legs are straight. Squeeze through the core, 3-leg down dog, left leg. Stretch it up, place your left foot down. Bring your knees to the middle of the mat. Kneel, hips on heels. Lift the arms, wiggle your fingers around. Grab your right wrist and gently pull the right arm up, little side bend. As you pull on the right arm, still relax the shoulders down from the neck. Eyes could be forward or peek up past your right elbow. As you come through to center, switch the grip, relax the shoulders, grab the left wrist, go up and go over. Eyes forward or peek past your left elbow. Breathe. As you lift the arms, lower the arms down, take a couple shoulder rolls, make sure your neck, your shoulders are feeling good. And then as you let your hands come beside you, I'll give a little side view here. Walk the fingertips back. So you could be on fingertips, palms, or maybe you have a couple blocks. Press down and lift your hips up off your shins. Modified hero's pose. Pull the shoulders back. I'd encourage to stay light in the fingers. Tends to keep the lift, the form, a little safer place for the shoulders. You're ready to come down, go slowly hips to heels. As you walk the hands forward, return to a child's pose. See what you have room for with the arms, let your head rest. Relax your low back. As you build back into a downward facing dog, stretch your legs, take a few breaths, feel stability and feel regulation. As you lift the right leg, 3-leg down dog, hold it high, push the floor away with your hands, full breath in. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. We'll slide the right knee down to the right wrist. Pull it all up to the tricep. Take one more, all the way down, all the way up, 3-leg down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, right knee, left elbow. Either stay in the plank or slide your right foot through. If you're going that far, option to lift your left arm. Straighten the legs, push through the heels, energize the feet. Pull the shoulders back, all fingers are open. Push the floor away, lift your hips. Breathe. Lower the left hand, option for a little push-up, legs stay straight. Back into 3-leg down dog, squeeze the belly in first, right leg to the sky. And then placing the right foot down. Look back at your feet, step your feet out a little bit wider. As you walk your hands to your feet, come into a yogi squat. Toes can turn out, knees line up with the toes. Give the wrists a little circling. Wiggle through the fingers. So from here, stretch the arms out. Option to create steeple mudra, so just index fingers pointing straight up. Engage your pelvic floor. So squeeze Mula Bandha, squeeze in through the belly. Option to close the eyes just for a few breaths and feel the bandha work. So you're lifting up energy of the spine, and then feel if your eyes want to look at the third eye. And just feel this powerful containment, reclaiming your energy. The lips can be sealed here. Feel the breath moving through the back of the throat. Take a few breaths, hugging everything up, lifting, squeezing everything in and upward, and then relax the arms down. If you'd like to move into crow pose or crow pose prep, that same feeling of lifting up the bandhas will help. Plant the palms, lift the knees, start by squeezing into the upper arms. Look back at your feet, let the big toes come pretty close together. And then as you hug everything in and up, revisit Mula Bandha, belly, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Shift the eyes a little forward. I'd recommend keeping the eyes open, but still feel all the way up. Third eye center, everything focused. Maybe a few lifts, working the arms, play with push-ups, bending the elbows. So you come back down one more time to stand. Press through the heels, turn the toes forward and rise up. As you come upright, lift the arms into the air, and then float the arms down by your sides. Mountain pose, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Just gonna shift the weight into your left leg. Float your right foot. Hands to the train, hands under your right thigh. Roll the shoulders back. So you extend the right toes forward. You stomp the left foot down. You could stay right here. You could let go of the right leg. If you know it's available to hold the bottom of your right foot, you could round down, find the sole of the foot, bring the right knee up to the chest. That fuller head to knee pose, bowing down, and be falling down. always be right here. As you come back in with the right knee, rewind, let the right foot come down. Transfer the weight into your right leg, tap your left toes out to the left, and then sweep your left leg all the way behind, tap it over to the right side of the mat, lift your arms into the air. So more weight is in your front right foot, lightly grab your left wrist, go up and go overhead. As you tug on the left side. Do the same thing with the other leg. So you can open the arms, transfer, left foot comes down, right toes out to the right, sweep the right toes to the left, grab the right wrist, come up and over. Eyes can be forward or up. Little hug through the inner legs. So come back up to center, plant the right foot, relax the arms, through the fingers moving through the air. And close the eyes. Pull the shoulders out. Feel your feet underneath you. Let your ears open up to the sounds around you, whether they're coming from here or there. Transfer the weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg, eyes can find a gaze point. You can start simple, hands under left thigh. Stretch the left leg out, let go of the left leg. If you're doing that, also make sure you're not leaning back. Keeping the core zipped in. You know it's available to find the sole of your left foot. I encourage a big cat back to start. Same idea as crow. Pull energy up, pelvic floor, belly, and then from there, grow the left leg out. Lift the chest. If it's there to bow, that final bow down. You rewind, squeeze through the belly, start to rise up, float the left foot, lower your left foot down, shake your right leg, shake your left leg. Bring the feet right underneath you. Lift your arms into the air and catch opposite elbows. Come straight up and then tilt to your right. One last side stretch. Feel the right fingers touching more of the left tricep versus yanking on the elbow. Just a little light massage with the fingertips. Squeeze through the belly, rise through center, and take a little lean left. Right fingertips just lightly pressing, left fingers on the right tricep. Just like a little light massage. Press down through the feet, stretch the arms overhead, slow swan dive. Bend the knees, hinge from the hips, release fingers to toes, forward fold, give the head a little shake. As you come back into your plank, at the back of your mat, knock your hands out, hold into plank. Press the shoulders back. As you press the shoulders back, you're not jamming the shoulders back, but just feel that strong feeling of integrating all that upper shoulder, upper back muscle. No pokey shoulder blades. You're pushing the floor away. Squeeze up through the belly. And imagine I'm there, just lightly, one fingertip on the back of your hamstring. Energize the hamstring. Feel the heels stacked high over the balls of the feet. Close the eyes and take 2 breaths. Maybe the mantra is, I am strong. Strength. I am. Bend the knees, down dog. Feel some weight transfer into the legs. Open the fingers even more wide. Stretch your left leg into the air. Inhale, 3 leg. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. One more time here. You can stay or glide through. So right hand comes down, option for a little push-up. Come back, 3 leg down dog. This time, left leg to the sky, bend your left knee and open the hip. If you have room or craving of wild thing, left toes will slowly flip all the way around, flipping your dog, letting the left arm stretch high, pull the shoulders back. If you flipped, core first, navel in, unflip, light landing of your limbs, left leg back into the air. Step your left foot all the way forward between your hands, right toes turn out 90. Rise up to warrior 2. So we're gonna sneak one warrior in today. As you come open, press the feet apart. If you're looking for some heat, check out the left knee, bring it closer to 90 in the knee. Right toes are turned in just a little, you're not sliding. You can feel inner thigh wrapping in. But then the knees are still falling off the second toe. So it's a feeling of inner thigh, not a physical collapse into the inner thigh. Close your eyes And feel balance in the legs, feel strength in the legs. Feel that run up your body and out the arms. With the shoulders relaxed down, but energy running out through the fingers. Keeping the muscles of your arms semi-engaged, slowly lift the arms up a couple inches and down. Lift them up, lower them down. Take one more, light little hover the arms up and down. Squeeze in through the belly, reach the left arm forward, light resting of the left forearm against the thigh. Right arm folds overhead, reach the right fingers forward past your left toes. Side angle. Draw in through the belly, slowly rise up, reverse your warrior. Stay in the deep bend of the left knee. Right arm goes back or behind you. And the left arm stretches down the left side. So you squeeze in through the core. Let the fingers cartwheel all the way down. Frame your left foot. Turn the back right toes forward. Big step into standing split. Put all the weight into your left leg. Float your right toes high. And then think back to the very beginning where your fingertips can touch down. Reach back through the right toes. Start to bring the right leg more to the height of the hip and then slowly squeeze your right knee towards your nose like a little cat back. Take two more. Inhale, right leg goes straight back. Exhale, squeeze right knee to nose. So it's not quite the Shiva squat. It's more of a steady, stable center hip as the right leg goes back. Take one more coil, right knee comes in. Now lightly step the right foot forward. One more chair pose. Toes can be together, a little apart. Rise up. So left leg probably feeling a little bit more than the right. Pull the arms back behind you. Palms can face in. Feel the shoulders rolling back. As you send some weight into both heels, squeeze your glutes. And add a little lift and feel the glute engagement lifting you up and settling you back down. Inhale, lift from the glutes. Exhale down. Take one more. As you press through the feet, rise up to stand. Remember that gymnastic move where the thumbs actually turn away, your palms turn away. And it's like that ta-da moment. So it's external rotation, opening shoulders more, lifting up through the chest. And as you start to swan dive down, let the fingers release for internal rotation. Relax your head down, relax the back. One more time here, inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold palms to the floor, step or hop back, opportunity to flow. Chaturanga. Meet in downward facing dog. Strong arms, shoulders rolled out of the neck. Pedal through your heels. Lift your right leg. Inhale, three leg. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Either stay or glide the foot through. One more time. Your fallen triangle. The left hand's up, lower it down, room for a little push up, back into three leg down dog, right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee and either hold or lightly flip the dog. So much weight is staying in your grounded left leg. To come around, the right toes are so light unless you're intentionally going into a wheel or moving like halfway to wheel. Otherwise, right tippy toe so light, shoulders are back and strong through the mid upper back. To unflip, lead with the core, lead with the heart. Come back around, stretch the right leg up one more time, breathe in. Right toes step to the top of your mat. As you ground down, turn your left toes open 90. And you're rising into a wide stretched out warrior two today. I'll spin around just so I can see you. So keeping the right knee bent, if you want to go a little wider, we're not going into triangle or anything. So take advantage of the length of the mat. If you want to go deeper into the 90-degree bend, of course, listen to the right knee. Feel how your left hip is wrapped in just a little bit so you're not sliding open. As you close your eyes, feel a balance between the inside outside of your legs, inside outside of the thighs. Feel your torso right in the center. Grow up the spine, relax the shoulders, reach out through the fingers. And one more time, like you're in the pool, like you're in the ocean, you're moving your arms. There's a little resistance as you move up a few inches and down a few inches. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, pause, fold through the arms, draw in through the belly, right arm comes forward, light touch of right forearm, right thigh, left bicep by left ear, side angle. Keep pressing through the feet, drawing in through the belly. Lots of leg, lots of core pulls you up. Reverse your warrior, left hand glides back down the leg or behind you, right arm up and back. Breathe into the right ribs. So stay strong in the belly. One more cartwheel down, fingers towards your front right foot. Turn left toes forward, pause, that big standing split. All the weight's in the right leg, left toes are high. Feel the stretch for a moment, and then check that you can touch down with the fingertips. Start to bring the left knee forward towards your nose, sink a little deeper, bending through the right knee. 2 more, inhale, left leg goes straight back, probably the height of your hip, not too much higher. Exhale, left knee to nose, squeeze it all in. Take 1 more, inhale, extend. And exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Step the left foot to meet the right foot. Now lift your heels, squat down, take a seat. As you sit near the middle of your mat, take the feet about hip distance, maybe a little wider, wide as the mat. Shoulders back, easy windshield wiper release for your hips, for your back. So the chest stays open. Option to close the eyes, play with that third eye gaze. Take the knees 1 more time, side to side. And as they pull through to center, you can open the eyes, let the feet come hip distance. Feel into the sitting bones, they're even left to right. Slide your hands behind your thighs. Lift up through the chest. Roll the shoulders open. And as you lean back, come into boat pose. Float a toe or 2, or 5 or 10. Feet can stay apart, or you might squeeze everything together if that feels okay on your hips and back. Check that you're not rounding through the spine. Instead, you're puffing the chest up. Long, dangly earring room. Room to extend the legs. And if you remove the arms, check that your back is still just as strong. No shame if you got to hold the legs. And cross your right ankle over your left ankle as you come forward. Press your hands beside your hips and give yourself a lift. Lift your hips off the floor, maybe even your feet, and then lower down. So you're here seated, right legs in front. Stretch your arms overhead. Breathe in, come forward and down. So you exhale. The arms walk forward. Let your head rest down between the biceps. Push the floor away with your fingertips. Feel even more length come down each side of the back. As you walk the hands into your lap, lean back. 1 more cycle to float your feet. So this time, I suggest holding the knees at 90 degrees. And you can start with the hands behind the thighs. We're gonna go for a little paddle. So you can either clasp your hands or you can keep the arms open. But as you row, if you've been kayaking, canoeing, paddleboarding, row to the right. You can even take that invisible oar or paddle and let your eyes follow the twist. Feel how your knees and hips are staying center. Inhale through center. And exhale, row to your left, drawn through the belly. Everything turns in the upper body. Inhale through center. Exhale, row right. Find your own pace. Take a few times each side. If you need to tap the toes down, toes can come down. Support the low back. 1 more each side. House the low belly. Keep it drawn in. Stay breathing. As you come back through to center, pause. Puff the chest up. Cross your left ankle over your right ankle. Hands come down beside you. Option to lift your hips, maybe the feet. I feel like there's no way I can lift your feet. You can do the half lotus at least. That'll make it a little easier. It's a Ashtanga-y thing. So something to play with if you're looking for how to make your yoga stronger. Enough of that. So the left leg's in front. Wiggle the sitting bones back. Feel how when the sitting bones go back, you have a little more room for your lumbar, low spine. Lift up through the crown of your head. Stretch your arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Forward fold. Last time. Find a way to rest here. That little push through the fingertips. You feel your hips get nudged a little closer to the floor. Take another couple breaths. As you squeeze in through the belly, slowly walk your hands in. As you rise up, take your time to lower to your back. You've just done boats and things. You don't need to do any more unless you want them. But as you make your way down, start by hugging the knees into your chest. you're rocking side to side, let your head follow the rest of your body, massaging the back of everything you can find to massage. So come through to center, let the legs stretch up to the sky, feel your ankles flex for a moment, pulling the toes back towards you, hamstrings lengthen. Then relax the feet. I'm gonna move the feet around a little more, toes. Either keeping the legs straight or opening the knees for happy baby. Arms could come inside the legs for an easy hold. Calves, ankles, or feet. Feeling just this. Does that mantra help? Or inhale, exhale. As I was sharing, my mind has taken on lots of thinking lately. So just coming back to these parts of these practices, like mantra, like affirmation, remembering that you have this body, but you're not the body. You have the mind and the thoughts, but you're not those things. And peeling back these layers as it might help. So if you're in happy baby, you could stay. If you're ready to bring your feet all the way to the floor, bring them back down. Let the arms come long down by the sides, fingertips reaching towards your heels. Press the shoulders into the mat. Feel a little scoop of your tail and then lift your hips slowly off the floor. As soon as the hips are up, you can untuck the tail a little bit and feel into your bridge pose. It could just be halfway up today. So feel how bridge can be an upper back massage if you want it to be. So less emphasis on strong legs and more on like lean into the right shoulder, left shoulder. If it feels needed to press the hips higher, then stabilize through the upper body. Do not turn the head and lift the hips just a little bit higher. Press down through the feet. Check that the knees feel okay. And feel big open heart. Relax the jaw. Be able to swallow, breathe, smile. Whichever bridge option you're in, lower upper spine, middle, and then lower. As the tail comes down, pause, take the arms overhead. Without using your hands, bring your knees into your chest. And then let the hands come in. Hug around the shins, maintaining the length through your sides, through the neck. And as you're winding down, we did some active twists, but if it would feel good here on the floor, to let the knees fall off to the right, let them come down. It could be an easy twist or something more specific. Arms out or up. If you need something not twists, need some added hip opening. This is your time. If it would feel best to flip around, be on the belly, or maybe slide into a pigeon. Add in what you need. And coming closer and closer to a place of Shavasana. If you have props and things to assist you in that, then load them on. If you need some extra clothing, blankies, eye pillows. I think we all need Shavasana now more than ever. I don't always like to use we, but collectively speaking, finding these opportunities to rest, to recharge. You're stable and safe, cozied up. Feeling into this inner environment of yourself, this inner home of your body. Whether taking your being a part of these layers of body and mind and spirit, breath, that's helpful. Feeling each layer fade away. The space around you come in, hold you, protect you, energize you. In your next few breaths, you select the count. On your inhale, count slowly up. If it feels good to climb higher, climb high. You could just land on 2 or 3. Hold your breath for just a moment, maybe longer. On your exhale, count back down. It could be the same length, or if available, Make the exhale longer than the inhale. Breathe in, pause, hold the breath. Breathe out, a little extra length and space. So take a scan through your physical forms, making sure things are settled, relaxed. Feeling dysregulation come in, you might feel some extra activity in your digestion, that rest and digest response. You might feel the muscles letting go a little differently than they have been all day. If you find your mind still wandering, let it wander, but remember the tools of gaze, inner gaze towards the third eye, the tongue, using mantra, a phrase, a word, a sound. They're not your thoughts, they're just thoughts floating on through. If you're comfortable here, trust that you can probably stay. You have the time, even just that extra 30 seconds or so could make all the difference. If you'd like to move just a little bit at a time, the feet come back and the fingers, noticing where the eyes are, tongue. Feel a sigh ripple through the lungs and out through the nose or mouth. Staying on your back or gradually rolling off to your left side. It feels nice to take the left arm overhead as a pillow and rest on the left side, that lunar side, that calmer side, to enter the next phase of the day. It's like the evening if you're here. Pressing up to a seat only if you want to. So you feel your hips stable, even if you're still on your back or your sides. Feel the hips are side by side, the spine rising upward towards the crown of the head. Shoulders dripping down from the ears. Bringing your palms to connect in front of the heart, the sacred center. So feel the breath rise and fall in the belly and the lungs. Feel it come all the way up to the heart. Taking a bow down. Honoring yourself. Can you stay the center of your universe? Keeping your light well lit so that you can help and inspire and light the way for all those who look up to you. That light in me honors that light in you. Thank you, ladies. Namaste.